Well, folks, we're on the other side of a wild week. And today the market gave us another mixed read. SPY, QQQ, and IWM popped higher while DIA lagged. So yes, parts of the stock market bounced, but the cross-market picture is still loaded with risk.
Yeah, loaded with risk is right.
And quick reminder before we get into the charts. This is not financial advice, so trade the chart in front of you, manage your risk, and speak with a qualified financial advisor for guidance specific to your situation.
Right, so looking at today, Thursday, June 18th, 2026, the stock market is sort of cheering, I guess, with SPY, KQQ, and IWM bouncing, and the currency market is honestly quietly screaming danger. We've got this fascinating setup today where that usual negative correlation between stocks and the dollar, well, it's basically thrown out the window.
Right, because usually when the US dollar goes up, stocks go down.
Yeah, normally. But today, the DXY is just launching higher, building on that momentum we mentioned yesterday, and parts of the equity market are still rising alongside it. It's a massive red flag masquerading as a green day.
Wow, yeah. So foreign capital is maybe flooding in as a safe haven?
Yeah.
If you're looking at your portfolio right now wondering why your screen is green but the macro picture feels shaky, this broken correlation is exactly the culprit.
Oh, totally. Something has to give.
Right. And, while we wait for that shoe to drop, I'm watching HYG, the high-yield corporate bond ETF. It's chopping so tightly inside that symmetrical triangle right near the apex. Is it fair to look at HYG right now like, I don't know, a pressure cooker with the lid locked tight?
Oh, a pressure cooker is the perfect analogy.
Because, what happens to the broader market if high-yield bonds start just screaming higher or lower out of nowhere?
Well, equities will feel the shockwave immediately. HYG measures the appetite for risky corporate debt. So if that pressure cooker blows out of the triangle, the whole market gets rattled.
And usually we see those cracks form first in the banking sector, right? Which brings up XLF.
Yeah, the financial sector ETF. It popped earlier this week, but today it just dropped hard. On the weekly chart, it actually flashed a shooting star doji.
A shooting star doji, okay.
Right, so imagine the high of the week going right up to test former support, which has turned into resistance, and then buyers completely exhausting themselves. It closed right back near where it started.
Okay, I hear you on the visual warning signs, but let me play devil's advocate for a second here. There is still a bullish case for XLF, isn't there? It still has moving average support.
Well, sure.
And it's got that rising support trend line underneath it, right? So it's not totally broken.
That's a fair point. The structure isn't entirely broken. It does have the moving averages and that rising support trend line. But, that trend line is the absolute line in the sand.
Got it.
If XLF breaks that trend line and loses those moving averages, the tone shifts dramatically for the entire financial sector.
Drop a comment and tell Grok Trade what stock you're watching or what market question you want covered next. And if these summaries help you stay sharp in volatile, headline-driven markets, hit the like button and subscribe so you can catch the next market update.
And, speaking of headline-driven markets, we definitely have to touch on the ongoing Iran deal narrative.
Oh, yeah. There is so much skepticism out there right now on that.
Huge skepticism. But here's the thing. In these conditions, inexperienced traders shouldn't just be throwing around capital without specialized trading education. The golden rule is never marry a narrative.
No, definitely not. Good or bad news can flip a chart in seconds.
Exactly. You really need strict risk management, hedging when it's appropriate, unwavering stop-loss discipline, and maybe most importantly, emotional management.
Yeah, and that emotional management is really being tested over in crypto today. Bitcoin is slipping even further out of its daily bear flag.
Yeah, it's concerning. If we look at the weekly chart, if Bitcoin can't hold its 200-period weekly moving average, we're looking at the risk of a very real move down toward the $50,000 level.
50,000, wow.
Yeah, and that broader macro risk-off vibe is punishing the metals too. GC and SI, gold and silver, are just continuing lower out of those bear pullbacks we mentioned yesterday.
Right, which ties perfectly back to that strong US dollar we started with. Because metals are priced in dollars, a stronger dollar instantly makes them more expensive for the rest of the world.
Exactly, it drives prices down.
So before we wrap up, you have to ask yourself, if the dollar is wrecking everything from XLF to Bitcoin to the metals, what happens if that Iran deal actually does go through and oil prices tank?
Oh, man. That's a huge question.
Right. That could supercharge this dollar rally even further. So bringing this all together, our wrap-up really centers on that relentless dollar strength, the pending HYG resolution we're watching like a hawk, and the undeniable weakness we're seeing across financials, Bitcoin support, and the metals.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you're a newer trader and want a great foundation with no fluff, start with our free Trading 101 videos at groktrade.com/learn. And if you're ready to reach your full trading potential, whether you're a total beginner or a battle-hardened trader, check out our mentorship program at groktrade.com/trading mentor. All of these links are in the description below. Grok Trade is where traders reach their full potential.